So it was already dug down pretty deep, and um, there's so many fossils in that area that they let the public just scoop out mud and filter it out, and they like, look, you found a scallop or whatever.
Well, shit, howdy. I know
But yeah,
that there's
next
only
time,
um, one tyrannosaurid from like the whole northeastern U.S., and it's from New Jersey. And it
yeah.
was also one of the oldest theropods found in the United States.
His whole talk was is that once they dig down to that 75 million year mark, they can almost pinpoint exactly when the extinction event took place.
Oh, because there's just such a like clear line of
The
sediment
KT
change.
boundary. The
Yeah.
KT
Correct.
boundary
It's
is
it's
full of
it's
iridium. That's how you can detect it if you
that's
can't see
right.
it.
He said he had the asteroid metals throughout.
That's sort of how you can prove it was asteroid. It was the smoking gun, or at least in close proximity to it, because of all the iridium in the KT boundary.
They've actually
Yeah.
found places down in the Yucatan where the impact to the tectonic plate broke it apart and like rotated it 90 degrees.
Oh yeah, look at a gravity map of the world, and the Chicxulub impact crater is just like blatantly there. There's gravitational anomalies like right in the middle of it because the density of the crust was so changed with the impact.
Yeah. All right. So,
There you go, James. Next time you want to go on a road trip,
right?
stop by southern New Jersey.
And just start digging into mud and grabbing up fossils.
Yeah.
Um, is Eckerson on?
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay. I just didn't think I'd heard you yet.
Oh, yeah, no, I was muted.
Okay. All right. So let's see. When we left off, God, it's been a hot minute,
Or scored 7 sessions ago.
right? Let's see. I'm seeing the after action report for Phase 2 of Operation Under Peasant. You guys captured everything and everyone, and you requested artillery be moved into the valley.
Yeah. And here's why.
Oh, yeah, we know why. Because whatever range of weapons a dropship has is nothing on artillery. All right, so everyone I see is in roll 20. The map hasn't changed, so you should all still have control of your units. I am going to get rid of the Wolverine because that is destroyed.
Yay.
I will leave the Atlas and the Alicorn on because they are not destroyed. They are salvage capture.
Yeah.
Although,
we regret having this piece of shit, but my golly.
well, I mean, kind of interesting note because it was a Wolverine 7H and you cored it out, or Subaltern Cabrera cored it out. That means you got all the equipment that comes with it salvaged.
Or maybe if we could find a replacement core on that dropship after we crack that egg.
Oh, that's entirely possible. Somebody wants a Star League era Wolverine.
Who wouldn't? Entire clans were built around that thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so I'm kind of zoomed out on the map a bit, so where I can see the dropship and your battlefield. How do you guys want to set up?
Well,
We're in this. So, like right now, you've called in. You've asked for the artillery. They said that they'll be, bringing it up from the south, because obviously everyone kind of retreated to the southwest. I'm going to assume that they all know about Bob Francis.
Have hazmat suits if you don't come through the horns. Just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yes.
So are you guys just going to wait for them to come into the valley? Are you going to meet them up somewhere else? Meet them down at the horns, or?
Can we get an action radius around that dropship?
Oh, like the range
Yeah.
bug? Yeah, let me just figure out what layer that was. No, not that. Jeez. Sorry.
It all moved.
It's not on that layer. Layers. Is it on this layer? Whoops. I mean, yes, it is, but how do I... There we go. It was being a pain in the ass.
Imagine that. Okay.
Okay.
So, thinking it would probably be good to let them know they're between a rock and a radioactive place.
If we set up like a picket line
That's exactly
just
what
to
I was
secure
thinking.
the battlefield.
Okay.
Have a
And-
perimeter set up around them so they know that there's no coming, there's no going.
All right. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to blockade this while you're waiting for the reinforcements.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna post one of my guys on that foresty ridge to just check to make sure no one's going south.
Okay. Well, I think we
Have
have
an
one
eye
of the
on it.
Gauss tanks up there, too.
Yeah, I've got one of my Gauss tanks.
Oh, yeah,
at
I
about
see it
5
now.
o'clock. He's in the tree line,
Hanging out with the happy little
Keep
birds.
crank up. Yep. And I will park my scout vehicle down here at the horns so that they can
Frosty's on scout or guard duty.
meet and greet and escort in the Artie if it gets here, or come running screaming for help if it's something else.
If anything goes south, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, fortunately, with the range of artillery, they can just post up down at the horns and still...
Yep. Or on the ridge line. That would be fun. Peril awaits ye at the horns. Then I'll hope ye who enter here.
Man, a long tom can do splash damage onto a dropship from a long way, from a sizable miss, because a dropship takes up 3 hexes.
Phew.
All right. So I guess Cabrera will move down to the horns to link up.
Those are POWs there between all the little Xeno Rexes, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Frosty's got them on lockdown.
That fire makes it look more like King Xeno T-Rex.
Not incinerated infantry.
Right.
All right. All right, so the reinforcements... Oh, there's a dead crab over here. Boop.
What is things you may hear said on the beach?
I don't think you'd say a dead Starlead crab.
I don't know. Maybe if acid were involved or copious amounts of alcohol.
All right, what about Bug Band? What are they doing?
They're just holding back so that if anything comes out of the drop ship, they're not the first things hit.
My tank to the north is kind of doing Overwatch to the north, just looking out. Turret can sway back and forth.
Everyone's staying just out of long range. All right. So reinforcements show up. They set up the artillery down at the horns. They send some deuce and a half type trucks up to round up the infantry, the POWs. They get hauled away. They kind of get a look at the Atlas and the Alicorn. Decide that they're going to need to bring a couple wreckers to get those moved. And that's going to be a few days before they can get out in the boonies at this far.
No need. Let's just get a pilot out here, and we'll jimmy the lock, and they can just pilot it.
Yeah, they can maintenance mode stomp that thing slowly back.
Now, the problem is that the only available pilot is inside the dropship. The Lost Bug Band guy. Which, boy, what a shot going from a Locust to an Atlas.
How do you drive this thing? It's like driving a boat.
Right?
That's not going to help her be stealthy.
It's like going from a Ford Fiesta to a Cadillac Coupe de Ville and not a new one.
An old Eldorado.
Yeah, one of the old boats.
I mean, she just has to learn how to take the Steiner School of Stealth.
Man, I did the Panzer mission today, and it was so hilarious with 2 Atlases and a Black Knight. Anyway.
Yeah, I saw your little after-action reports.
It's ridiculous.
Um,
I shouldn't even have that early.
no, I guess the Alicorn just needs a new tread put on it.
That's something my tank crew should know how to do, but both tank crews combined would be just enough for a person shy to man that Alicorn anyway.
No.
So we need more people in the Hoodoo Hussars before we can drive that thing.
Yeah. All right.
All right, I've drawn in a pair of artillery batteries.
Aha! Brilliant! The long toms are in place.
These are not incense burning. This is not a bowl of porridge being ate with a fork. This is not a metal detector, a mop, or a vacuum. This is artillery.
King of battle.
A party.
It'd be a landmine with a chopstick on top, balancing on 3 marbles.
That sounds like some sort of goofy Terry Pratchett, this is what the world's made on stuff.
All right. So, Cabrera is going to be escorting the POW convoy out of here. So, he is going to be out of play for this session.
Okay. Who's actually fit for battle? Like, if you can you commit your units to battle?
I should be good to go all the way around.
All 4 of my units are set also.
I think the bug band is a little beat up.
Yeah, my forces are damaged, crippled, and okay.
Yeah, he definitely needs some work did.
All right. Well, I think it's...
Hold up. If we need a pilot, what's your most damaged locust? Leave it parked somewhere and jump in the Atlas.
Yeah, my most damaged locust is my SRM one that's missing an arm.
So, one-armed SRM locust or Atlas? Weigh your options.
Well, I don't know exactly how much I'm going to be committing my forces against a dropship anyway. What good
Well,
is
ideally
a trio
none.
of locusts?
Yeah,
Right?
ideally none.
Ideally, this is going to be like a narrative encounter where you're trying to talk the dropship into surrendering without being blown to shit.
Right.
All
So
the,
like, then it doesn't matter. Like my guys could stay back. Besides, like we we would need someone to crack the Atlas, wouldn't we? Like,
De La Cruz is here.
Yeah, but he's not a maintenance tech.
He does have the tech skill.
for battle mechs, does that matter in this game? I don't know.
I think technician's broad, and he's got a skill of 2 plus intelligence and technician.
So you could probably get it into maintenance mode.
I'd
Yeah, so
probably get into
that's going to be
something.
real threatening. An Atlas without weapon systems and can walk.
I'd
They
be
might not
threatened.
know that.
They don't know that.
Yeah, they don't know that. I mean, they're still used for inflatable tanks in warfare.
Oh my god. Yeah, wooden mock-up of missile systems and
Yeah, I'm not willing to put any of my guys in that situation, so we're gonna just hold back.
I don't know. Inside that Atlas might be the safest place. Outside, well, no, it would be the safest place on this battlefield. I wouldn't want to be in that dropship with us artillery staring it down.
yeah.
All right. I say we walk on over there, make a show of force, open negotiations.
All right.
Who's negotiating?
We all know Tyre is smiling to himself now. I'll do
Yeah,
it.
who's charismatic in this group? Not any of my guys.
Tyre's getting ready to like pop a fresh bottle of champagne, going, so, dropship.
Yeah, De La Cruz has a 3 charisma and everything, but I don't think he would know.
SLDF forces, I'd like to invite you for some cheese and wine.
Yeah, there we go. Extra cheese.
Meanwhile, Delacruz is jamming all their outbound comms.
Yep. And monitoring stuff. Maybe recording some things for sick DJ mix later. The system is down. The system is down.
I didn't know you were such a fan of the 21st century music style.
That's actually from a strong bad email. Some of the funniest things to ever be made on the internet.
Back in the old days of the internet.
Yeah, Homestar Runner.
I'm gonna hang back. I'm gonna approach so that should anything happen, I can be there as a rapid response team, but I'm not gonna be on the front line.
Yeah.
Good plan. All right. I think we give a little bit of a warning shot across the nose, so to speak.
That's what I was
No,
thinking.
we've got them in our sights, and it's in their interest to talk.
You radio, knock knock, kaboom.
Let's go ahead and give the artillery battalion time to run the math. Let them fire a barrage.
All right. Let's see how bad they do. Rolling up a standard difficulty for them.
And De La Cruz dies.
Oh, I need to actually have something
I said
selected
across
to do
their
that.
nose, not up it.
Roll. I think I'm doing the wrong roll. Yeah. All right.
There we go. One lower.
So now, all right. Round impacts just short of the dropship. Peppers the armor. Close enough that they know that they're pretty much dialed in.
All right. Let's open up a general comm. SLDF Overlord Captain. This is Richard Tyre of the Taurian Concordat. I request that we open up some negotiations regarding the future of our relationships.
This is Captain Franklin, SLDF Navy. You appear to have us at quite the disadvantage. We are crippled. With the obvious presence of artillery, we are outgunned. What is it that you have in mind?
You live and we take dropship? Sounds good, thanks.
I believe the opening stance of the Taurian Concordat would state that you surrender all military hardware, and then we would arrange that at the appropriate time that you and your men can be transported back to the Star League when prisoner transfers are arranged.
And how do we know that? What assurances do we have that you're not just going to kill us as soon as we surrender?
I open up a radio link back over to my prisoner bondsman, Lieutenant Jacobson. Lieutenant Jacobson,
Yes, sir.
can you give your impression of our care of you and your men whilst this conflict has been going on to the captain of the Overlord?
Well, that's probably a good thing you went to your guy, not my guy, who's been duct taped to my bed the whole time.
Right. I was just
The
thinking,
situation is poor.
they had me in a rumble seat. It's uncomfortable. I pissed myself.
Yeah, Captain Franklin. They've been treating us well. We've even been well fed and given some drink. They. It really feels like everything that we were told before coming here about what to expect from the Concordat warriors has been wrong. Captain pauses and thinks about this for a minute. Very well. We'll surrender the ship.
Ooh, I hope they have cookies.
Let's see. What are the social skills? Is there like an insight?
Well, I'm rocking leadership, negotiation, and protocol.
Sweet.
If any of those seem applicable.
Hmm. Give me a protocol check.
Okay.
Difficulty 9.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
I am feeling good about this.
Yay.
Yay! That would have been embarrassing otherwise.
Oh, I would have failed that roll. I just know it.
You realize that the captain just might rig the dropship for self-destruct.
Hmm.
You
Now,
come to
Captain, you have to. I would like some degree of assurance that the hardware on board is not to be damaged. There's some manner of good faith you could offer in this exchange?
well, you see, we have a bit of an impasse here.
Oh, he
I
was
would
dead being.
I would be derelict in my duty if I was to simply hand over, hundreds of millions of dollars of SLDF military equipment to you without any resistance.
Yeah, asterisk there, because I'm just looking over at the Atlas.
Oh, that's only like 9 million. That's fine.
But
That's a
it's space
that,
bucks.
that's
It's
a
space
rounding
bucks.
error.
It's 90 million in today dollars.
So what you're suggesting is that if we adjust the dollar value of this equipment, you'll be more likely to step down? Give my artillery team some time.
Let's reduce its value.
Artillery team, proceed to negotiate for price.
Negotiations are go. Call in the artillery. Hit them with artillery once and ask, "Is did that reduce it enough, or do we need to
Another
go lower?"
Another splash further away than the first one was. You're a little bit embarrassed for your poor artillerymen. You're like, no, you went the wrong way, idiot.
Hey, we could all not.
I want to flip it back to a Thorian channel. Someone give him spotting guidance.
Negative on that, not equipped with tag.
And neither am I.
None of you would want to get in tag range anyway.
Right? Let me just tight beam that from close range. On an Overlord. Blech. I can dodge.
All right.
Just be sure to jump so the artillery can't hit you.
I don't have jump jets.
All right. So as shrapnel harmlessly peppers off the hull of the dropship from that second barrage, the captain realizes, well, I don't know, make a negotiation.
We'll make a negotiation.
Right? You said you have that skill.
I do.
You got a pretty easy check.
Yay.
Oh, yeah. The captain realizes that his options are, if the dropship's going to be destroyed, he's going to be destroyed in it.
Going down with the ship.
So he acknowledges your position and surrenders control of the ship.
Artillery, cease haggling.
We have achieved a fair price. Well done. All right. So the bay doors open. Officers and enlisted come filing out, including one soldier wearing a TDF uniform. Actually, I guess he's probably just wearing a cooling vest. And
Bugman, do
yeah,
you recognize that man?
yes, it's your long lost pilot, who's so long lost I don't remember his name.
Whisper.
Yes, Whisper. Tegan Whisper Cook.
We got you a new mech. Sorry about the last one.
Your new one will be much harder to destroy, I promise.
Maybe even much harder to pilot.
Certainly much harder to be stealthy in.
And certainly a higher climb to get into.
She'll just trade with Ding, and Ding will get the Atlas.
Which one is Ding
All
in?
right.
The other SRM. There were the two that were in the SRM Lucas.
Okay. So she'll get the SRM Locust with one arm.
Yeah, and almost one leg.
Yeah. She'll be like, hey!
Almost, but not quite.
You can get dibs when you don't get caught.
Oh, bottom of the totem pole.
Roll for emotional damage.
Oh.
All right. Oh shit! I was gonna roll a D2.
Oh.
She flips you the bird. With a smile. She is nonplussed by that comment. All right.
Well, let's get Cabrera back in the line. Let him know the Overlord has surrendered, and we need a company of infantry out here in order to secure prisoners and the dropship.
And text, make sure it don't explode on us.
All right, I guess that means Frosty's back on guard detail for a while.
Frosty smiles.
All right. Okay. Not gonna.
I can just imagine the captain walking out. Locust? We lost to Locust?
Man, oh man! Like, it's a shame we couldn't go try and salvage her old Locust. She's got the exact parts that the other one's missing. She lost her opposite arm and her torso.
It's just a little radioactive.
Yeah.
It's still good. It's still good.
You would think
What isn't
they
radioactive
did salvage
anymore?
it.
In this age of war.
Very true.
All right. So, roughly a day passes. Another round of prisoners are picked up. Techs sweep the dropship, say it's clean.
All right. I would like to meet the captain of the Overlord, or whoever is in charge of this expedition.
All right. Captain Franklin saunters over to you. Are you tired?
Franklin, I'm Lieutenant Tyre. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I offer my hand.
He looks down on it, sighs, and shakes it gently.
The SLDF puts up a good fight, but I know when to welcome my peers as well. And I gesture over to a small, like an outdoor cooking table, and I've set up a bottle and a couple glasses out.
All right. He looks curious, and he follows you over to the table and sits down.
I crack open the bottle, offer him the cork, and I said, "These are from my family vineyards.
He,
Couple
he,
systems away, but still good."
he smells the cork, looks impressed.
Are you a fan?
I've been known to partake.
Not everyone enjoys wine as much as it's an acquired taste in some circles.
And then a puzzled look comes over his face and says, "Where did you keep wine out here?"
Well, that's for some people to keep a secret, you know. And I pour some out in his glass, and I pour some in wine, and I make it a point to take my first sip.
It's
then
probably all
I-
sour from bouncing around in the pocket.
Met coolant does wonders on wine.
He routed the heatsink coolant through a little refrigerator in his cockpit. No, so far he's made all of his roll checks to make sure that the wine doesn't get shaken into oblivion. So, okay, all right. So he takes a sip, lets it sit on his palate, swallows. Says, "That's a damn fine bottle."
It is. Thank you.
Oh.
How long have you been with the Navy?
Oh, about 15 years. This is
15. Wow, and you're already a captain. That's impressive.
I had a rather blessed career, but up until recently, I have not been in combat. This was my first combat drop. And when only one of our 3 ships assigned to this planet even made planetfall, I guess I don't have to feel so bad that we ended up losing as well.
We're all losing something in this war, but we can be grateful that we're still standing here today.
That is the nature of war. Takes another sip. So, what is it that you have in mind right now? What is it you're offering?
Oh, just a moment of respite, because I'm sure you have reinforcements coming in. I'm sure they'd have like nothing better to do than to teach us periphery dogs our place. But in the meantime, I figured, why not have a moment of peace in this world?
Well, I can
Before
appreciate
breaks
that.
once again.
Sure, the next wave will be more successful than we were. But you guys certainly put up some surprises.
You should see the Tex Talks battle tech on it, buddy.
or Sven's talk on it. I think it was Sven that actually talked about how many forces both sides lost.
Yeah, he goes into like absurd detail and shit.
Absurd detail. Like wait a minute. Your video on the American Civil War is 7.5 hours long?
God.
Yeah.
What's he doing? Reading the source book word for word?
Oh, dude, he goes over every army, every movement that army makes.
Yeah.
How that army coordinates with other armies to take cities on Terra and shit.
And we don't mean every army as in like, oh well, the SLDF army going to the Concordant space. No, he's like the 5th Navy went here, the 3rd Brigade went here.
And this was their objectives.
It was nuts. Like, I think just the Taurian Concordant was over an hour and a half.
I didn't even think that much detail existed in universe for that. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
that's what we mean when we say absurd detail. You have to wonder how much of this he's just penciling in.
Right? It's like it's canon because he said it was.
Yeah,
Mhm.
creator canon.
Yeah. Um, all right. Well, I appreciate the respite. All my men that I've spoken to agree that they are being well taken care of.
Excellent.
I see that you've had your own techs crawling all over that dropship. What
I
are
trust
your?
there's no surprises waiting for us.
I thought about it, but decided for the sake of my men to not try your patience.
I think you made a good choice for all of their sakes.
While this is all going on, De La Cruz's tanks all rally up and start setting up a little tea party nearby.
Frosty is just walking the perimeter, igniting and deigniting the primers on his flamers.
would you would you intercept me? Franklin.
um, we'll say that a few. Would you say? Sorry, I guess I should leave this up to you. Uh, how much time, Blinky, would you say is passed from the time that he surrendered until this meeting?
Oh, I don't know the time it takes for them the infantry to drive in and just ensure that people are disarmed and that we've set up like a camp for everyone to be at.
Okay, so like
Oh,
a day or two.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
You might I suggest perhaps trying to get some tactical information out of him, like if there's any more forces out there he's not talking about, or
Yeah. That sounds like a good idea, but Richard Tyre is a noble of a guy, so he's not gonna go for that.
gotcha.
But here's what he is gonna do. All right, Captain. Remind me your name again. I'm sorry,
Franklin.
Franklin. I hope you don't mind if I'm too forward, but I'm going to be extending the same offer to the rest of the SLDF men and women here. For one reason or another, there's differences of opinion within the Star League, and I suppose some people may want a fresh start. And as a member of the nobility within the Taurian Concordat, if they were so wished to choose to do so, they would be welcome to stay. Granted, as long as they stay as a non-combatant during the course of these affairs.
Well, I can appreciate the intent behind the offer. May find a few takers from some of the single men. Anyone who still has families back home will probably not want to be separated from them any longer than necessary. And then there's, of course, the idea that while you have the upper hand now, that may not remain the case indefinitely. And when all is said and done, this planet may fall under SLDF control, and then they may not look kindly on those who decided to change sides. But I can appreciate the gesture of civility, and I wish you luck in your endeavor to continue to be a genteel man during this time of war. Usually, manners are the first casualty.
If I may say so.
I just can't get over the
You'll
irony
find
of
that life out here in the Concordat is different than you expected. This is the frontier, and many of us had to live and live by our own wits and sweat of our brow. A good life. You might grow to enjoy it, Captain. And I leave him with the rest of the bottle.
All right. He pours himself another glass and sits there looking contemplative. I assume that naturally he's under armed guard.
Yeah, we're in a camp.
Yeah.
We're
I mean, if you're up and walking away, I'm assuming that he's not being left unsupervised. He's just...
right.
Yeah. Okay. Where were we?
Appreciating the irony that exchange took place in the shadow of a nuclear detonation.
So civil.
That's what I interrupted. Say, gentlemen, in the shadow of a nuke going off.
The mushroom cloud hasn't even fully dissipated yet.
So civil. Yep. Yep, indeed.
All right.
That was the scene I wanted to do.
I liked it.
Thank you.
All right. The techs have cleared the dropship. They come out to talk to Jacobson. Lieutenant Lee, there's plenty of supplies inside. We can get your mechs fixed up.
Excellent. We'll pull them in right now.
Happen to have a tread for an alicorn in there?
But of course.
Sweet.
I mean, where do you think that alicorn came from?
Yeah.
Now, if we just had the people to drive it.
A couple of gators come out of the dropship and are moving equipment over to the alicorn. One of the techs gets the Atlas into maintenance mode and walks it back over to the dropship. The alicorn gets moved back over.
So, how would I go about ordering more crew people?
Space Amazon. Wait,
That's what I was thinking, but I wanted to make sure.
Hang on, I actually had...
Space LinkedIn?
There you go.
One
I
of
mean,
those.
the Ukrainian army recruits off the webpage. I mean, why not the Taurians?
Oh, well, then you just go to the farmers and say, hey, what's up? You want to drive a tank instead of a tractor?
Don't reckon I would. Hay needs to be haying.
I don't think that their fancy tank will do too well plowing my field.
Just imagine how fast you can ship your hay bales back to the barn using these fabulous Gauss rifles.
Just yeeting hay bales.
All right. So, Brigadier Valdez comes by to visit you, the 2nd Battalion CO.
Salute.
He returns salute. Says, men, I've just spoken with your commander, Cabrera, and well, it seems that Raven Company is the most intact company of 2nd Battalion. So we will be reinforcing you with the remnants of Anchor and Matador Company. So we should be able to help fill your ranks a little bit more. And then beyond that, it looks like we have ourselves a dropship.
Everybody's hat flies off. Everybody yells and screams, "Yay!"
Yay!
And the credits for that episode roll.
Not so fast. We're gonna
We
need a
sure called
crew.
dibs on the Overlord. How hard could it be to fly?
Yeah, we're gonna need to
It's
scrounge
that
together a
weapon.
crew. We have some Union pilots, so we figure maybe the crew of 2 or 3 Unions ought to be enough to handle that.
I thought you were going to make a Union joke at that point, but they refused
I
to
was
fly
trying to
anything
think of
other.
one really quickly. Man.
They're going on strike.
Damn it, there's a war going on.
All right, so let's see. I have to remember my original notes. I think it was the Concordat Commandos Regiment was what was assigned to the planet. So there should still be something of 1st Battalion and 3rd Battalion elsewhere around the planet. Because it was just 2nd Battalion that was assigned to this valley. All right. All right. I am going to. Oh, I guess before I do that. So Valdez says, "All right, boys, why don't you go ahead and start setting up shop inside the ship?
Ooh,
We're
going indoors.
we've got the
Yay!
thrusters prepared. As soon as we get the crew we need, we'll be ready to zip out of here. We already have gunners in place that can work the weapon systems until then, so it makes a nice big defensive perimeter. And we can even move the artillery over here for using it for cover. And then we can go see what 1st and 3rd battalions need."
So I can get my tank crew out of the remnants of those other units coming in.
Right.
Sweet.
All right. And
I
then-
want the eager beavers.
So
Can we take a
now
moment to repair damage?
I need to move us maps. If I can remember how. Like that.
Are we inside the dropship?
Yes.
Wow.
Ooh, fancy.
So the scale that I set this up at is. Hang on. Let me grab.
Just saying, someone needs to go make a token for Yang from HBSBT to just like put in the bottom right hand corner. Maybe it's a little caption bubble like, "Welcome down, Commander."
All right. So the way I tried to set up this scale is that it would be the scale of the mech tokens. So each hex is a little over 5 meters wide. If a mech fell down, it would take up 2 whole tokens.
Ooh,
Now,
don't lay down.
from what I've been able to dig up on the layout of Overlords, there is a single mech bay that holds 36 mechs.
What?
So that's what this represents. The greenish hexes, you'll have to forgive my colorblindness, are mech parking spaces where there's rigging around it to work on them. The solid gray lines that go out in the 6 directions, those are the 6 loading ramps. And the little grid thing in the middle is the elevator bays to go up to the higher levels. So the next level over, onto the right, that is the personnel level. So there's operations rooms on the inner side. That's with the kind of like slate, ice-looking
Yeah.
That's what those are. Those are, like command centers. The green ones here are like barracks, um, birthing areas. So we have a functional map of an interior of an overlord from which we can base the next phase of operations from.
How delightfully Hot Wheel carrying case.
Right? Oh, believe me, if I could get a 2 scale overlord, I would absolutely use it to carry my battalion of concordate units. Let's see, do I need to move more units over? It looks like the firefighters are in. Except your Phoenix. You forgot your Phoenix.
It's like the wrong unit on the default token.
Oh yeah, I put a Phoenix Hawk in there.
Oh, oh no!
The Phoenix needs a different name. It's just too confusing.
Yeah.
I know. It can jump and it has a PPC.
Let me get the bug band in there.
I didn't want to put my guys out there because I was just gonna make you have to like resize them. Yeah, because I can't do anything with those.
No, that's the right scale.
Right, but I can't do anything with those because they're not attached to my character sheets.
Yet.
Which is fine because I'm not gonna need them for this because we're not battling in here, so I won't need to use my macros.
And getting them assigned to the character sheets is just a matter of clicking and futzing.
I already have the ones attached to my character sheet. It's just that the wrong size. I don't have 4 locusts. What are you talking about? I mean, if you want to give me a 4th locust, is it the one that they salvaged?
We need to be looking for
Yeah.
a power plant for that Wolverine and get it drugged
Heck
in.
yeah. No.
Maybe pull that crab in too.
We're
And
gonna,
see,
we're gonna we're gonna take that crab power plant and throw it in the locust.
you should really just take the crab and throw the locust
No.
away. If I'm being
Whisper wants another locust. We're gonna
Not a Starleague
we're
crab.
gonna take that Atlas power plant and we're gonna stick that into her 1S.
It just falls over.
The
Yeah.
power plant might be about as big as the locust, actually.
The legs just cannot hold it up. They just snap.
Let's see, is there a luck attribute on your sheets?
There's edge.
Edge?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the '80s, so everything's got to be edgy.
Yeah, with their neon clothes and mullet perm
That was how
hair.
FASA recorded everything. Shadowrun had an edge attribute also.
Yeah, that's right. That's just how they like to work. Well, but edge is
They should be
something.
upping my edge.
Edge is something that you burn, though. It's not something that you roll against.
It's official. My next Mech Warrior character will be an edge lord with a high edge skill, and he's always like emo goth. While he's manipulating every die roll. An edge lord.
All right. Yeah, those two darker tokens can be deleted.
The Willard Lees.
I got them
Okay.
because they were under my control for some reason.
Okay.
Wasn't that funny? All right. Now I need to get the
Lee's
Hussars
so talented he
units.
could pilot 2 phoenixes at the same time.
He's really talented.
Bring a Prowler over.
It's hard to reach the controls in both cockpits at once, man. Those things are not small.
Well, it's like that kaiju movie. What was it called? Pacific Rim?
Hmm.
Instead,
It's just reverse instead of
it's
two
just
people at
reversed.
once.
One pilot controls two robots.
Excellent.
They do everything in synchronity.
Which means you always shoot while you're running sideways to the target, so you don't shoot yourself in the back.
Strafing maneuvers only.
Yep. Otherwise, works pretty well.
All right. Yeah, I was hoping that there was some kind of luck skill you guys could roll against to see about whether or not there was another intact power plant. But actually, now that I'm looking at it and remembering how many Shadowhawks they had, the odds of them not having another one of those power plants is 0.
Yeah, right. This place was supposed to keep that whole invasion running. It's going to have spares galore,
Yeah. All right.
including spare Atlas parts, though they didn't expect to use many.
So they probably have enough stuff to fix up the crab as well. I don't think anything else would have been salvageable. I think everything else would be irradiated.
All right. We've got a heavily mobile fortress
Yeah.
that can fly around in system or redeploy anywhere on the planet within an hour.
Yeah.
What do we do?
We rule this bitch. That's what we do. We seek and destroy.
That's kind of what I want to know is what is it that you guys want to do now that you have completed Operation Under Peasant?
Well, I guess I'd want to do our orders if we received any. We need to go link up with those other units, determine their fate, back them up, or rescue them. Maybe more salvage.
All right.
No other input? Am I the default option?
Yeah, because we're still part of a larger command structure.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can't just go and do whatever.
I
We
wasn't
go
aware
pirate.
yeah, I wasn't aware that we got a blank check with this to go do whatever. I figured we would have orders of some sort. The last I recall was him mentioning those two other units.
Yeah.
It's time we took the fight to the SLDF. Which are
Yeah,
immediately obliterated.
get us jump ship back to Terra right now.
All right.
If we
So
don't change the
Valdez.
tags,
So Commander Valdez is going to basically just like set up a battlefield command office in the upstairs section. I'll have to start like labeling some of these later. Give a batch all to Richard Cameron. All right. So the other battalions have been out of communication since the invasion began, as happens. Um, you know where they were supposed to be. So after about a week of getting everything up and running, getting a new crew up to speed on the operations of this ship, guess it's probably been 3 weeks total since the invasion began. You guys are ready to go reinforce one of the other battalions?
Yeah, sounds like the thing to do.
are there simulators on this thing?
Yes.
Cool, because I need to get a crew trained up for an alicorn.
Indeed. All right. So, with much aplomb, the ship lifts off, goes into a suborbital trajectory over to where, did I say third? I think I said third. To where 3rd Battalion was last known. Sensor sweeps on the way in show that there's a just massive wreckage. There are 3 Overlord class dropships on the ground. So they were not as successful as you at preventing the landing. But they are all 3 of them smoking wrecks.
Ooh.
So they were pretty good at dialing artillery in on them, unlike us.
Yes. Ultimately, yes. They
Haggled that a bit too low.
yeah. They did a different FAFO. So you guys were able to pick up a few more survivors. The 3rd Battalion CO did not make it. So 2nd Battalion CO is just kind of filling up his own ranks.
Anything of note here that we could like get our paws on? Greedy.
I don't know. What do you want? What are you looking for?
It's a good question. That's a good question.
Because I could say all kinds of dumb shit.
I was just wanting to click the store tab and see what happened.
Is it near any civilian centers?
Yes. Yes. Unlike where you guys were based, I guess not that unlike. There was a city nearby. But this military site was in the middle of a city. So there's a lot of humanitarian efforts going on right now, trying to get power restored. But that's not your job.
The story here essentially is that this is no longer a war zone.
Yeah.
Like the combatants both knocked each other out.
Effectively.
Okay. Then I think during the time when our group is running through here, picking up the stragglers and picking up whatever usable salvage, I think Richard Tyre will just want to pay a social call to the mayor or whoever is leading the recovery efforts, just to say, we're beating back the SLDF. Keep up the good fight. We're winning. We're being awesome. And you are too.
Finger guns at everybody.
Doing a PR tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have like some technicians get on the outside of the Overlord and like do a big like circle with no cross like over all the SLDF logos. just a drive home that we took this from them.
A really big spray paint job of a bull's head.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
horns.
Yeah.
Filling out the bay a little bit more with some salvage as we go on.
And what's the name of the dropship, by chance?
Oh.
Why, I do believe we get the chance to rename it if it falls under the control of another sovereign realm.
Yeah, I agree, but I was just kind of curious what it already was, if it already had one. Or if it's just Overlord 37 to 11 12.
You see some stenciled paintwork around the ship, labeling it Regina.
The Regina? Hmm. Hmm. How pedestrian. What would be a better name for an overlord?
The Underpeasant.
That's kind of that crossed my mind about the same time. It's the Overlord dropship under Peasant. I figure that's a bit large for a stencil, though. It's the Charlie Murphy.
Hmm.
Fuck
If
your
you consider
invasion.
if you consider the Kursk, it's a pivotal battlefield for both times where somebody's fighting off a terrible fight people for trying to invade other people. Ancient history, I know. 1,000 years back, I think.
All right. So I didn't get an actual list of what you were trying to salvage.
Yeah, I was just seeing if there was anything already on mind. I can't think of anything in particular.
Anyone else have
Yeah,
anything that you'd want to look for?
I pretty much just want to like be getting whatever I need to get my lance back up to, pristine or as close to pristine condition as I can get.
Actually, there is one thing I would like to keep an eye out for, and that's a BAP version of my Prowler. Because there was the ECM and the BAP.
Oh, those were two different variants.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, you could set it up with that usable salvage. We need to use XP to acquire and refit.
Damn, and what's the price on that? I've only got 2 XP.
Oh, that's right. There were rules about that. Spending XP to repair. Of course,
Or just outright acquire new units.
it also has rules about, having a light mech lance support attack thing that, costs the resource, the renewable resource. Can't remember what it's
Yeah, the
called
plot
right now.
points.
The plot points, that's it.
Yeah.
So, really, according to the way the rules work, instead of you guys having an entire lance of individual units, it would be you use a plot point to have your lance do something.
Yeah.
But we haven't really been playing that way thus far. Now that we're kind of filling out the ranks here, we may get that way. Give me an edge roll.
2d6 plus edge?
Yeah. Oof.
Ooh.
Oh, I know what I'm not going to be making. Ooh,
Wow.
All right.
congrats.
All right.
I only have a 2 edge, so.
Better than mine.
That'll give you another prowler.
Ooh, with a bat?
Yeah.
Yay!
That'll give you a bat prowler.
Thank you, Santa Claus. That'll probably replace my scout. Since it's a bit more scouty.
Your poor scout vehicle that actually has nothing.
Yeah.
I'm basically just a Jeep.
But it has plot purpose. It's useful.
Right? It's a Toyota Hilux with a medium laser instead of a machine gun.
At the very, very end of this campaign, it might just be that Jeep that brings it home.
Every vehicle is down. We're trying to escape the planet.
That Toyota
But
Hilux
wait.
could tow a Locust,
Right? And it'd be indestructible.
right? I'll just use it to maneuver.
You just put, like, weld a post into the bed of the Hilux. It's like, all right, the Locust has another leg now.
No, it's going to skateboard on it.
All right.
I'm so glad that difficulty check rolled low.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I figured that I couldn't let something like a Beagle Active Probe go without a hard difficulty check. So,
I was just fated to have a map to go with my ECM.
yeah.
I need even more crew.
No, I need less, technically. The Jeep was 2 people, a Prowler's just 1.
Oh, God. Yeah, if you're just replacing your scout vehicle, that gives you an extra guy who can shift over to the Alicorn.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Salazar drives a backpack.
All right.
Like, you tank crew guy, do you want to be Bat Pap or do you want to be Boom Boom?
All right. So if no one else has anything that they're looking to do,
You're not beyond repairs.
all right.
Yeah, repairs are nice.
Yeah, repairs are done.
Yeah, repairs are great. Repairs are done.
Repairs are done.
I just have armor to
Yeah.
fill back in.
So we got a Crab, a Wolverine, an Alicorn, a Bat Prowler.
Picked up a couple of Shadowhawks, a couple Commandos, a Thunderbolt. More, just battlefield salvage from where 3rd Battalion was.
What I hear is Bug Band could be whatever the hell it wanted.
So I can fill out my stats again.
Your mech sheet stats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna
Hooray.
spend time doing that then.
Yeah, you can take all your damage down to 0.
And I can take all this food out of the trunk of my Prowler.
Put it in a proper refrigeration unit.
Yeah. Give me my cargo space back.
Oh man, Ding took a headshot.
Ding.
Dang.
Yeah, fortunately,
Did.
it takes a plot point in order to make those actually count.
He still had armor left. It's just he lost 1 point.
Yeah, that's what we mean. Like, you can get hit in the head with a Gauss rifle, and it only does 1 point of damage unless a plot point is spent.
Gotcha. Do. 4, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1.
All right.
Oh, 3, 2. All right, I think I got everyone back up.
All right, so you guys spend a day or two collecting casualties, getting some salvageable equipment on board, and you head off to 1st Battalion. Comms chatter on the way in indicates the 1st Battalion is still in the middle of an active firefight. So this will be a combat drop.
Ooh, I've never done one of those.
Oh, this is going to be exciting. I don't have jump jets.
So
They
that
just fix my legs.
that is where we will pick up next time.
Yay.
Oh no, my 1S's, they have less leg armor than the other two.
So,
Sorry, Whisper. Sorry, Ding. You're
Little,
gonna go for a tumble.
there,
just out of curiosity, how many of these tanks can I have on the field at one time? I don't hear anybody telling me no, I can't take them all.
well, no,
I mean,
because
I feel like
at-
I want to see you reach your optimum potential. So if it were up to me, I would say all of them.
That's what I would say.
for the sake of action economy, we're going to be moving to all these support units being a plot point expenditure. More narrative instead of rolling for all these guys. They're simply going to say, you're just going to say, all right, I'm spending a plot point. These demon tanks are hitting this guy.
It's like Final Fantasy VII summons.
Right. So now you're going to have like 5 Gauss rifles that are going to be, yeah, I just hit them.
Splat. Deleted. Next target.
Yeah, we'll just like roll for damage location and just leave it at that. But
Just
I
roll
mean,
for dead or alive.
yeah, but I mean, because it's going to be plot point expenditure, you're only going to be able to do that so many times in a session.
Yeah.
But I think that'll make it go faster. I mean, there are a bunch of mechs here that do jump. If you guys want to actually have a jump drop, but otherwise the dropship can just do a hot landing, open the doors, have you guys jump out, and then it can jet out of there again.
A bunch of tanks come floating down on parachutes.
One of the demon drivers gets a little antsy and fires off the Gauss rifle while under the chute.
He goes rocketing off. He's trying to fly a tank again, sir.
All right.
I say that alicorn could really go rocketing off.
That's gonna do the A-team thing where it starts
That's
shooting down to
exactly-
slow its fall.
Right?
That's exactly what I was thinking. With 3 Gauss rifles, man, it might just go back up.
It'll certainly soften its landing zone.
One way or another.
All right. So that is where I'm going to have to wrap it up tonight.
Okie doke.
I will get a nice, fun battlefield set up for the 1st Battalion support. And yeah, should have a good time.
Great success.
Great success. Very nice.
Yeah. Got a whole dropship to surrender.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of
That's
chips kept.
precisely how we drop a tank.
You guys had a lot of successes just kind of like fall into your lap.
Ah.
That's how the Hoodoo Hussars get airdropped.
All right. Well, have a good evening, everyone.
Bye, guys.
You too.
Thanks for the game.
Yep.
Later.
Bye.
Yep.